Collaborative leadership, EQ, emotional intelligence, or IQ, one's intelligence. Many people are looking at EQ, emotional intelligence, to be more successful in their personal life and also to be more successful and results driven in their career, in their business life. What's the difference between EQ, emotional intelligence, and IQ, one's intelligence? Very quickly, let's look at IQ. IQ is like the hardware that we have. We're born with a certain IQ, and generally they say it's quite fixed. We may be able to move it a little bit up. Generally, we have a fixed IQ. And there are some people, very few, that may have a very, very high IQ. Most of us, you and me, our IQ is about average, maybe a bit above. And most people have the same IQ. Yet, why are some people with a lower IQ can be more successful than those with a higher IQ? So we're looking at IQ is not the full answer. Now what about EQ, emotional intelligence? That's the ability to be able to observe the person in front of me, to understand their motivation, who they are, and to communicate in a win-win situation. The Harvard theorist Gardner said this. Let me just quote what he said. Howard said, "Your EQ is the level of your ability to understand other people, what motivates them, and how to work cooperatively with them." So it's about getting on with the people in front of us. I'm sure that you know some people who are very intelligent, very smart, very intellectual, high IQ, yet they don't know how to communicate that. Their emotional intelligence isn't strong enough yet how to communicate that. So their results in their life are not as high as they'd like them to be. And other people who are not so intelligent, their IQ is a bit less, yet their results in their life is very good because their emotional intelligence is very strong and they know how to communicate with the person in front of them. They understand their motivation, they understand what they want, and they can create a win-win situation. So what are the 5 different categories of emotional intelligence? Let's quickly go over them now. Number 1 is self-awareness. Having self-awareness first of me. What am I feeling? What are my emotions at the moment? What am I thinking? What pains or signals have I got in my body? What's it communicating to me? That's number 1. Then self-awareness of the person in front of me. What sort of a state are they in now? What are they doing? What are they communicating? What's their motivation? What do they want? So number 1 is about awareness, having awareness of myself and the people in front of me. Number 2 is self-regulation. How do I regulate my emotion? How do I regulate my state, how I'm feeling at any specific time? If I don't regulate that and I just feel angry and I blow up and get angry and cause trouble and upset people, how is that going to affect my personal life? How will that affect my business life? So number 2 is about regulating yourself, regulating your emotion, so you can still create a win-win and keep rapport with the person in front of you. Number 3, motivation. Do you know what motivates you? How can you motivate yourself to get the results you want in your life? I heard a really good definition the other day about self-motivation. And the definition was, self-motivation is when you can motivate yourself to do the things that you don't want to do. Self-motivation is being able to motivate yourself to do the things you don't want to do. So how good are you at doing the things you don't want to do, but you know are going to improve your life and get better results? Do you know about the motivation strategy of the person in front of you? Do you know what motivates them? Imagine if you did. How would that affect the relationship if it's in a work environment to get them to do the job and they're happy to do the job? So number 3 is motivation, understanding your motivation and the person in front of you. Number 4 is empathy, understanding the person in front of you. What are they going through? What's it like for them? Imagine if you could step into their shoes. What are they feeling? What are they going through right now? In the workplace, they may have a lot of jobs to complete. They've got pressure on them. And if we can step into their shoes, have empathy, understand them, and have the emotional intelligence to convey that to them, that's definitely going to help the situation. It's going to motivate them. It's going to let them know that they've been heard, and then they can continue to move through to get the results, not just for themselves and you, but also for the company. So empathy is number 3. Very important for our EQ, our emotional intelligence. And then number 5 is our soft skills. How do we communicate with people? How do we use our body language? How do we use our tonality? Am I shouting, screaming loud, or do I have more of a gentle voice, which is a soft skill that's going to communicate in a certain way that I can get a win-win situation? So they're the 5 different categories that will help us to build our emotional intelligence. And if you can go away and have a think about things, am I working on my emotional intelligence? My IQ is already pretty much set. If I can raise my EQ, I can then raise my results by communicating in a better way in a win-win situation. In our workshops that I do NLP training, Practitioner 1, Master Practitioner, our corporate training in soft skills to companies here in Vietnam. We are working on EQ. We are working on the emotional intelligence of how to communicate more effectively. Number 1, to ourselves. How do I communicate to myself to motivate myself to take action to get the results? And secondly, we teach about how to communicate into the world so I can influence other people, create win-win situations so everybody is happy in the workplace and also in your personal life. If you're interested in learning more about EQ, building your EQ muscle, please check out our workshops, our corporate training, and also our public workshops and our personal private coaching. It's in all those trainings that we will work with you on your EQ, your emotional intelligence. Okay, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me the thumbs up. Hit that like button down below. Also, if you could share this information by hitting the share button to your family, friends, or work colleagues, I'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to subscribe, all you have to do is hit that red subscribe button and it will automatically subscribe you to my channel. Okay, have an awesome day. Talk to you next time. High five. Bye for now.